You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That is something I just came up with on the spot. You're welcome to use that if you want to. You're probably wondering how this applies to Nikke. Shift Up, the studio behind Nikke and the upcoming Stellar Blade, has decided they're going to go public at a projected valuation of $2.3 billion. And this has severely upset the community. The reason being, when studios go public, it means the end of everything good in the game that has happened up until this point. There will be a drastic, and this is not definitive, but there will likely be a drastic alteration to the core focus of the game. Nikke specifically has a focus: really hot characters, deep messed up stories, and no censorship. And as is evident by all of the threads made across social media, with Shift Up going public, please make sure to check for censorship at all times, because now this is going to be a constant threat. This is going to constantly be in people's minds, especially depending on who ends up buying the largest stake in the studio. Now, I am a big fan of Nikke. I have spent thousands of dollars in this game. I have acquired every single character I wanted. The Bunny Twins, Modernia, Red Hood. I recently acquired the brand new D Killer Waifu. I managed to 3-star her. I have spent so much money, so much time, and invested the last several months of my life into this game. This is by far my favorite gacha game right now. And I'm actually kind of concerned for its future, as are a plethora of other players. Shift Up filed an application on March 5th, planning to list over 58 million shares of the Korean stock exchange. The number of shares scheduled for sale during the upcoming public offering is 7.25 million, with a par value of 200 won per share. Shift Up is a South Korean developer, which first came to light with the launch of Destiny Child, which was a very fun game, very cultured game. Then they released Nikke, a gacha-based action title with over-sexualized female characters. I mean, you know what? They're not wrong. It has surpassed $600 million in player spending on mobile, with Japan, the US, and South Korea being the top 3 countries by revenue. Nikke is constantly in the top 5 highest grossing gacha games in the world. And for whatever reason, I understand, right? Money is what they want from this. They want more money, and they are potentially willing to sacrifice what they have achieved up until this point. A game that is as cultured as it is, with pretty much no censorship whatsoever. Their community, who has had faith in them, not just for producing uncensored content, but also for being one of the most free-to-play friendly, generous studios out there. For the last anniversary, we got hundreds of polls. We got tens of thousands of we got so many free things. This was one of the highest quality anniversary events that I think I have ever seen, with the single exception being Blue Archives. Both of them gave hundreds of pulls. They gave thousands of premium currency. They gave tons and tons of rewards for playing the game, for logging in regularly, and all of this could be a thing of the past. Before we dive any further into this, though, I want to take a moment to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are incredible, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support. What going public means is that they could potentially suffer censorship on every character existing and going into the future. But they could also be forced to employ more predatory monetization to further increase revenue from the game. Right now, they are very generous. I earn thousands of currency every single month. I get tons of free polls. The events give so much in terms of rewards. But if shareholders push hard enough, the generosity and free-to-play friendliness of Nikke as we know it will no longer exist. Let's go over to Reddit and see what they have to say. Here's to hoping it doesn't change much of the game, X to doubt. Nothing good ever comes out of going public besides lining a corporations and investors' pockets. Everyone else gets fucked in the ass in some form or another. I can guarantee if they change the business model and start censoring shit because of investors, they will lose players. If they start censoring the game and pursue a more predatory business model, people are going to immediately evacuate the game. There is going to be a mass exodus of players, and the game will die. If they censor, I'm dropping the game. Don't forget who made you who you are now. It's been fun, boys. I don't think it's over yet. I think this could spell the beginning of a drastic change in the studio and the game. And I know that based off of the title, it makes it seem like the end is nigh, but I still think they have ample opportunity to unfuck this up or not let it get out of hand, especially if players, sorry, I'm getting a little mixed up on what I'm saying here because I'm a little bit irked, especially if players voice their discontent. If players let them know that this is not what we want and that we will not remain, we will leave if things get more predatory, if they begin censoring things, they might be forced to rethink what they plan on doing to the game. Well, I'm gonna wait and see how the future of this game will unfold, but with news like this, it kind of makes me have no expectations, and if anything bad happens, well, it won't be a surprise, which is the unfortunate state that the game is going to be in. We're kind of gonna look at every new update and every character with the potential that they are in fact censored. I'll need to become a majority shareholder, so I'll act to the best interest of the players. Go for it. I guess this is where it starts going downhill, boys. I'll just enjoy it while it lasts until the money people inevitably ruin the fun for short-term gains. It was an honor with you degenerates, with regards, a fellow degenerate. So at the end of the day, right, I think this is a very bad move for the game, but I don't think it's the nail in the coffin that some people are claiming it is. Yes, I do think this has a potential to go drastically downhill at a rapid rate, but only time will tell. I think what we need to do is keep playing the game, keep enjoying it, keep having fun, but at the same time, make sure our voices are heard and share our disinterest, our discontent with the way things could go, in hopes that our voices or our wallets have an impact on them. This is my favorite gacha game, so I don't want it to disappear. Now, if this is not of any interest to you though, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley.